After hearing this gospel before, have you ever asked yourself the question, why did Jesus choose fishermen? In this gospel, Simon and Andrew, James and John, choose them to be his first followers? I asked the question many times because given the fact that Jesus himself was a carpenter and knew nothing about fish and fishing, why didn't he choose a couple of carpenters to leave their tools and come work with him? It's a question to which the answer is not known by us, but only by him. But we can conjecture. Going a little further, why did Jesus not choose farmers as his first apostles? After all, he knew a lot about farmers. We know because he often told parables about them, like the one that began, a sower went out to the field to sow the seed. Well, if not carpenters, and if not farmers, what about shepherds? After all, shepherds were the first to visit him when he was born, and Jesus even called himself the Good Shepherd. I am the Good Shepherd. So I ask you, what is the answer? We don't really know, but I would suggest that fishermen had certain qualities that the carpenters, the farmers, and the shepherds did not have. First of all, fishermen are very brave men, very brave. They risk their very lives facing the winds and the high seas when they are in the storms, out on the sea, in little boats, risking their lives to bring home fish. And fishermen have another characteristic too. They are very optimistic. All fishermen go out believing they're going to catch fish that they can't even see, and they don't even know where they are in the deepness of the ocean. But they are optimistic. Probably you have someone in your family who has said to you, "So long, I'm going fishing. I'll be home tonight with the fish." Optimism, a characteristic he was looking for in his first apostles. Also, fishermen are very persevering. They fish all night. They fish all day. They go without sleep, confident that their perseverance will pay off with a catch. Not a small catch, but a large catch. Now, could not these have been the traits that Jesus Christ was looking for in those he called? I think so. Jesus appreciated courage, optimism, and the perseverance in those first called. But he especially respected the solid trust and belief that fishermen had. They had to trust even though they could not see the fish that they were trying to catch. They were somewhere under the surface, they knew not where. Fish were out there under the water, and the fishermen believed it. And more often than not, it proved true. Jesus knew that these first called could be taught to proclaim with a great conviction the unseen kingdom of God. He was going to tell them about it. The kingdom of God is at hand. If they trusted, they would believe him. So I ask you now, what is the practical lesson for you and me today? After all, we were called as well at a different time, under very different circumstances. There is a call for us, every one of us, to be fishers of people. In fact, the need for more fishers of people is more urgent today than ever before. If you consider these facts, in the United States of America, there are more than 20 million inactive Catholic Christians. Those attending Mass are fewer and fewer every year. Some of them not attending at all, except possibly for Christmas and Easter. And so many of those who come only at Christmas and Easter have now been given humorously the title, not Christian, but Christers. They come on Christmas, they come on Easter, and so they are Christers. How sad that is. Add to this 80 million unchurched Americans, about 40% of the total population of the United States, never give God a thought, or so we assume, because we never see any of them. God and his church need all the help it can get, as Jesus needed all the good help he needed when he called those first few men. This is why the Second Vatican Council of 50 years ago emphasized the essential role of you and me, of men and women, laymen and laywomen, to spread the faith, to show and tell all the people they work with, all they play with, all they live with, about the kingdom of God, which is to come, a kingdom of love and a kingdom of everlasting life. Today in the gospel, Jesus is not just talking to Simon and Andrew, James and John. No, he is speaking to every one of us. Jesus is calling, and he is inviting us to work for him in this new year, this new century, this new millennium, as fishers of people. This is the one thing that God chooses not to do alone. He uses you and me to call others to love him. It is our responsibility to catch as many as we can, holding optimistically our belief that we can do it, and living in such a way that proves it. Our good example, our love, our care for all those around us in need, and our prayers, these are the nets and the bait we must use to invite, to encourage, and enable others to get hooked by Jesus Christ. Good fishing.